Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And today we have a ton to talk about, but we're going to start off with a cool XRP report. It says right here, report of the committee to propose specific actions to be taken in relation to virtual currencies. And I know this document is pretty old, actually dating back to the 28th of February 2019, but if we go to page 17 here, or about page 15 in real numbers of the pages, you can see here that there's a part which mentions XRP. Let's quickly read a little bit of this. Cross-border fund transfers. Currently, cross-border transactions are time-consuming and take place only during business hours. Banks can leverage the DLT-based technology to make cross-border and interbank payments. The distributed nature of the technology removes the need for centralized institutions and manual processing. As an example, Ripple is a DLT-based solution for cross-border payments, settlement, and remittance system for banks and payment networks. Ripple provides direct, real-time transfer of assets that settles in almost real time. Ripple system uses XRP tokens to facilitate transfer of money between different currencies. Traditional systems use the US dollar as a common currency for converting between other currencies, and this incurs exchange fee and takes time. By first converting the value of the transfer into XRP rather than US dollar, exchange fees are eliminated and banks need to allocate less liquidity. Moreover, the underlying digital ledger allows for real-time messaging transmission between participants and verification of transactions, which reduces processing of payments to seconds. So that sounds rather interesting, right? That sounds rather interesting. Well, let's actually check out part 5 here, because that kind of makes the whole, this whole ball that they're throwing up here a little bit more clear. Clearing and settlement system, DLT-based applications, are being explored in the field of clearing and settlement transactions. I think we all know that. The Australian Stock Exchange, ASX, has proposed to replace its current clearing and settlement system with a DLT, or a distributed ledger-based alternative. The timeline targeted for switching to a DLT-based clearing and settlement system is towards the end of 2020 or beginning of 2021. It is envisaged, I don't know how you pronounce that by the way, that the new system, will feature improved record keeping, more timely transactions, and better quality data. Now, the reason I had to read this for y'all is because I think a lot of people are misinterpreting this, this paper or this report. And the main reason for that is this report was made about, how long would we estimate? 1.5 years? How long is that exactly? 1.75 years ago? And in that time, a lot has changed. Now, one of the major things that has changed is the way that countries view crypto, the way that countries view remittances. And a good part of that, of course, is the big crisis that we are witnessing right now. Another good thing that has happened, most likely to me, is the big race for crypto regulation. Like, it's now been more adamant than ever. It's now more necessary than ever. So a lot of countries are doing their best rather than a couple of years ago when there was no haste. Right now, there is such a necessity for these CBDCs and crypto frameworks to roll out that they have some hurry, and thus a lot of new rules are being set. Regulations and legislations are coming in, so they also adapt. And another part which is quite interesting is the stance of India on crypto, because it's fun, right? This comes from PRS India, and so to me, as a couple of other guys over on Twitter, it kind of feels like their whole ban and the whole negative towards crypto, negativity towards it is not really as easy as it might sound. And what I mean with that is, it's not like India is just banning crypto altogether because they hate crypto or things like that. I think they have a bigger motive in all that they do. I mean, that's quite logical. But I think that motive more so lies in crypto can be allowed, can be useful, but we have to regulate it very, very properly. And with crypto trading, I think they're just afraid of anti-money laundering. I have not read the articles too much. I have read some articles as to why India is banning crypto, But really, what you read in those articles, what they publish out loud, it doesn't really mean that that's the truth, right? So I don't know if you're going to become that much wiser. I just think they are afraid of anti-money laundering for a good chunk. And maybe also giving the people more power, because you're giving a lot of people more power, which maybe they're not really looking forward to. In the end, though, Ripple does have an office there. I think a lot of Indians use crypto already, and they'll most likely keep using it, even if they do ban more things. And also, they've changed their mind a couple of times. Well, that's just one part, though. The second part here, which is, I guess, the controversial and the confusing part, was the fact that this is based upon 2020 or 2021, which, as you guys know, the fourth quarter of 2020 is almost starting now. So, again, what's up with that? Well, Stuart here posted a very, very, very good tweet, which is really encompassing or whatever, just engulfing, I guess. This source is from the 28th of February 2019. ASX timeline targeted for switching to a DLT-based clearing and settlement system is towards the end of 2020 or beginning of 2021, is what this says. DLT, however, does not mention Ripple. Quote, latest, end quote, July 1st of 2020, Australian ASX switched to blockchain delayed to 2022, so not 2020. And basically what that just says is they've delayed it, so it's not going to happen in 2020 or anything like that. It's going to be happening in 2022. So a lot of this stuff we're reading right now, to kind of conclude, is that a lot of the stuff we're reading right now is cool and all, and it gives us an idea. But here, it's not as hype-worthy as some people said it was going to be, and also it's been kind of delayed. However, what I do fetch from this is India, the guys over there, they know about Ripple, they know about XRP. There is no way they're going to be ignoring that. All right, so even though this link here that they've placed might not sound that positive, do you guys see here how much of a talk they're doing just about virtual currencies? I know you can see here committee on virtual currencies, so it's basically their purpose. But do you guys understand how much this country is thinking about it and how much they're trying to explain and explore everything? It's not like India is sitting still. It's not like India does not know about Ripple. They explicitly mentioned exactly how Ripple and XRP function, which is quite interesting in my opinion. The first part here talks about a lot of different things, but I still think it's rather cool that they explain how Ripple and XRP work in quite some detail even in this report. And to me, that sounds quite cool. Also, the whole CBDC area and whatever, it's not like India has stopped developing that type of stuff either. It's really hard in the making, so don't get things twisted. And yeah, I'm still quite sure that Ripple's going to become very, very big in India. Even though right now it might not look like it because they've kind of banned Ripple's whole purpose. Because if you're banning crypto trading, XRapid or ODL within RippleNet can't really operate, right? Because the whole premise is that you're trading your fiat for crypto and then trading that crypto for fiat once more. I still think, however, that this is just temporary and that eventually Ripple is going to have one of the biggest offices there in India for what they do and really have some crazy operations there. It's just looking a lot like it. India is just right now maybe just scaring off some guys. I don't really know exactly what their plan is, but these guys are set. They know what they want. They'll eventually get there. And I don't think that Ripple would have gotten into there if they didn't have some ropes already set. But yeah, that's just my thoughts. Then, guys, please stop sending me the satirical type of stuff because it's not real. All right, XRP, the Stand Up Productions, good guy, but he makes, fun stories. They have no way, shape, or form reality inside of it, and I don't think he'll ever switch to doing realistic stuff because that would be very freaking confusing. If you were to switch over from real to fake stuff all the time, would be rather annoying in my opinion. So this stuff, what you're seeing here, it's not breaking news, it's just fake stuff. It's just fun, right? You can see here. Is this satire and real? Sorry for my stupidity. It's no problem, but you guys gotta understand, all right? Please don't send me this like, oh, is this real? Oh, what? If you read the article, read what he wrote, you already know this. But a lot of people, they just send it to me instantly, and they're like, Dusty, confirm, bro. So please, guys, don't fall for this. It is just for fun, all right? I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's good. It's just for fun, which, again, is allowed. Mr. G posted, it's 2027 and XRP is still stable at 25 cents. What do you do? Gifts only. Well, I'm not going to say gifts only because this is the YouTube comment section and you can't do that. But I want to know from you guys, what would you do though? I mean, let's say we are in 2027, so we're 7 years further into the future, and the price is still at about 25 cents or something like that. Would you still hold it? Would you have sold it long ago? Or what would the stance be? Whenever I think about this, I get rather twitchy because I'm like, well, it's not going to take 7 years anyway. But that's not the question, all right? I'm asking you, what if for 7 years further, and for some miraculous reason you've still held on, it's still at 25 cents, what then? What then? Yeah. I just can't imagine it would take 7 years. It's just something that really doesn't cross my mind. But it is, hypothetically speaking, always possible, right? A big rush to come in 7 years. Is that possible? Well, yes, definitely so. And that makes it difficult because it's something I should be thinking about as well. All right, I have a pretty big and good and obvious exit strategy in place. I tell you guys about it every time I make another retirement plan video. But still, I never consider it would take 7 years or something like that. If it does, I think it would have to change my plan quite drastically because I definitely did not prepare for that or any of those things for that matter. Holders set 1.1 billion XRP to participate in upcoming Spark token airdrop. A little Flare Network Spark token update, 20,000 accounts have set message key. The accounts currently have a balance of 1.1 billion XRP, and the largest XRPL account has a balance of 168 million XRP, followed by 24 and followed by 13 million respectively. A lot of people ask me as well, what are you doing for Flare, Dusty, and what do you think about that type of stuff? I've told you before, I think Flare, the premise, the idea, the thought behind it is pretty cool. Spark is free, so I'll be taking it. Does Spark have a good distribution? No. Is Spark really, really useful? Well, debatably, I'm going to say no. Is it innovative and intuitive? Yes. Is it really useful? Do we need it? No. And another big question is, why would people buy this? Because if you think about it, what's the necessity for Spark? Well, there's not necessarily any. I can fuse some. You can make up some if you want to, but there's not really one special purpose in which it is needed. That's one side. But also, since the main issuance is going to be through airdrop, just giving people money. It's not official airdrop, but you guys know what I mean. It's just kind of an airdrop. Yeah, there's really not any good reason to buy more since you get for free. So I'm still debating on whether or not the price can go up even at all, or if it's just going to be falling down. Because you really have to put in no effort to get this money. You got it for free, and there's really that. You're not really sacrificing anything for this money. So anybody who just claims it will get it, which is kind of weird. But then again, with Bitcoin Cash, with Bitcoin SV, Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin Private, things like that, it was all kind of the same way with the hard forks. And those have still gotten a lot of money. So it's possible. But I'm just debating about those things. I'm still wondering about them. Bitcoin strategist says XRP has 4 advantages over Bitcoin, but now is not the time to buy. Crypto Whale said XRP is a digital asset utilizing DLT like Bitcoin, but that's where similarities stop. XRP is 1,000 times faster than Bitcoin. XRP is 1,000 times cheaper than Bitcoin, and XRP is better for the environment, and XRP is more scalable. However, yeah, the idea here is now is not a good time to buy. I'm going to say here that while many criticize XRP for being dead, this is certainly not the case. XRP is up over 10,000% since inception. The logarithmic scale also shows we're seeing a similar trend we saw in 2015 to 17. Well, what I'm thinking here is people often say that XRP is not a good buy anymore, XRP is bad, yada, yada, yada. But look at this. 79% of investors bought their first stack of XRP above $2.50. And if you are, don't be ashamed of it because, again, it's 80% or 4 out of every 5 people. It's a lot of people, right? So even if you did, guys, don't worry too much about it. However, here on the channel, and even though this is not financial advice, I'll still give you guys my personal thoughts on the situation. Here on the channel, we often talk about the DCA strategy, dollar cost averaging, or literally just doubling down, right? There's a couple other names, but this is basically what it comes down to. It is so that you take your initial buy price, you take that one, you start to think, okay, right? Let's say, for example, it's $2.50. How can I get that down lower? Because the lower your average price is, the closer you are to becoming in profit, right? It might sound counterintuitive because you have to buy more at maybe too high prices, but this is how it goes. If you bought at 250, you bought, for example, 1,000 XRP, and you bought another 1,000 XRP at 50 cents, you should take the average because you got two equal amounts, right? So that's 1,000 at $2.50, 1,000 at 50 cents. The added, how do you say that? The added whatever, just adding 250 and 50 cents with each other is $3. Divide by 2 or divide by n, whatever, gives you $1.50. That's now your new average price. You can kind of manipulate that though by going, for example, for 1,000 at $2.50, and for example 3,000 at 50 cents. Now you can take a weighted average, and you can, for example, do $2.50 plus 50 cents plus 50 cents plus 50 cents, which would get to $4, and then also divide by 4. Again, that's the n. And that gives you $1 of an average price. Hopefully you guys get a little bit of what I'm saying right there. What that basically kind of turns towards is, even if you initially bought at $2.50, if you buy your way down, right now we're at 30 cents, so the best example is, if you bought 1,000 XRP at $2.50, 1,000 XRP now, you just do $2.50 plus 30 cents is $2.80, divide by 2 is about $1.40. That's your new average price, right? And then from that point on, you can kind of relay further. Right now you have 2,000 XRP at a price of $1.40. If you buy 2,000 XRP at 30 cents again, it's $1.70 divided by 2 is about 85 cents. That's your new average price, and so on and so forward. It's just really, really simple to get your average price lower. And as I personally think, any average price below 50 cents is going to be good, because getting into profit is going to be really simple because it's just 100%. And that might sound crazy, it's just 100%, but yes, it is just 100%. It's just exactly double from here. And I definitely am convinced we'll get there, at least in the short term. So that's why I'm always saying, under 50 cents, if your average price is there, you're always good. If it's a little bit above there, it's also fine, but it's a little bit more of a risk, though. It might take a little bit longer. It might be a little bit more annoying to wait for it. Below 50, I think you're always good. You will at least become to an average price, and get your money back at least. That's what I'm most convinced for. Again, if you're here for the longer term, though, if you're here to get rich, just wait for all this adoption to kick in and roll on, because that's really what you're going to have to wait for. It's not these small moves that we can predict. No. It doesn't really work like that. I have more to talk about for today, but I see we're already 17 or 18 minutes in. So I'm going to cut it here. Talk to you guys later today. Have still a lot to talk about. But thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys again in another crypto video.